3 months have come to pass. We are now sitting in the middle of autumn. A new court, and things have been peaceful. It seems like the huntsman maybe had his fill for that season, and has faded into your memory to an extent. Some of you still hold scars of war wounds, both physical and mental. Some of them financial even. Speaking of some financial hardships, Francis.
Yes.
What have you been doing in these 3 months?
Oh, when your restaurant is reduced to a scorched crater in the block, there's a lot of paperwork, a lot of insurance, a lot of city permits and questions and talking. Yeah, it's boring stuff, but it has to be done. So he's been trying to get through that.
Well, one opportunity had fallen into your lap. I will go ahead and leave it up to Francis if he wants to take it. There is a fundraising function for the town. A lot of the higher-ups, city council members, Chamber of Commerce, the mayor, all those types will be there. It would give you a chance to schmooze with the higher-ups and maybe get past some of the more annoying parts of the paperwork. If he caters the place, is that something Francis would be interested in actually doing?
He would like to expedite the process as smoothly as possible. So if strings can be pulled, he's going to pull those strings.
All right. This is going to be roughly, I want to say 6-7 p.m. Does anybody wish to be with Francis during this time?
Do you want some entertainment?
I've extended the invitation if you guys want to show up.
Yeah, sure, I'm down.
All right.
For dinner.
So it looks like you have Jimmy and Lark with you at this place. Jimmy providing a bit of entertainment, and Lark just, I'm assuming, being there for emotional support to an extent, or is there something specific you're providing at this function?
I was gonna say food. Yeah, I'm here for the emotional support as a physical trainer. I'm just convincing those around me that working out is a good therapy.
You can be a server with a limp that I've hired out of pity to, sway the political minds.
Now that is now something that needs to be brought up, actually.
Like, are we sneaking in? I thought you were invited.
Sneaking? Who's sneaking?
The last time we saw Lark was, for all practical and intensive purposes, lying dead on the ground.
It's true.
How is Lark after months of physical therapy and still months to go? Those type of injuries take a long time to heal.
True. Through that whole time period, she does not look like the same person that everyone once saw her. She's not stocky, but you can see she's a bit fit, and just tattoos. Just full-blown, like, sleeve tattoos, and one, like, right here on her neck with, like, a scythe going down. And she let her Scottish roots show, and her hair is just full-blown down and wild. Just, you can tell, like, it's like mask of confidence. She's just really upfront about stuff, but there's still a glimmer in her eyes of fear and worry, just looking at every shadow and making note of every possible exit around her.
So, back to Francis. What exactly are you catering for this fundraising event? You didn't really pay too much attention. Feed the starving children, something
charitable.
yeah, something altruistic that honestly has no real merit and is just meant to bolster constituent support.
All right. So, are you asking?
What are you catering? What
am I serving, or
Yes.
what am I? Okay, let's see. Catering food. But this is political stuff, so it's high-end catering food.
So no pigs in a blanket?
No, this is not Denny's. Let's see. Something fancy. Maybe like a Mandarin duck dish type thing. And I don't know what sides go with that personally. I'm not a chef.
Stuffed mushrooms.
But those are always good.
Fancy people eat those. And spinach puffs. And what else? Salad? You guys could have like a salad bar type thing going on.
Iced forks. That kind of stuff.
And since Jimmy is providing the entertainment, can I go ahead and get a it'd be expression plus maybe manipulation? Trying to.
I can. I'm actually going to go because this is fancy. I'm going to break out one of his other skills. It's still musical, but probably on piano.
Okay.
High end. There you go.
Which means I don't actually get a bonus, but whatever. And while this is going on, I'd like to harvest.
Of course.
No, nothing.
Is that the harvest or is that the expression?
They're both the same, I think.
Oh.
It's been a while since you've touched a piano, so you're a bit rusty, but it's not ear screeching at this point. But people can definitely tell that you're shaking off the rust. Now, as these people sit and chat about all the minutia in the world and, blow each other's horns, so to speak. Francis, there are a few people here that are of interest to you. There's, of course, the Chamber of Commerce. Very useful, but also there's the mayor. Which one of those would you like to speak with first?
Probably the Chamber of Commerce?
All right. Now, the Chamber of Commerce is a group of people. So, they're kind of all talking amongst themselves. There are obviously... It's not that cliquish. There are a few members off talking with other groups of people. Some of them are talking with city council members. Others are talking with people that you're not sure who they are. They might be from state or federal level. Not entirely sure. But the main guy in charge here, his name is Lewis. You've known him for a while. He's not necessarily the head. He's the guy that handles the day-to-day operations. It's the best way to phrase it. So he definitely seems like a good person to get to know.
Okay. Am I busy like cooking and serving, or am I also out and about?
You're out and about. Obviously, caterings generally is mostly front-loaded.
Hmm.
So you bring the stuff already ready. They're on heaters for people to, take whenever they're hungry. So obviously, outside of attending to it occasionally, you are free to move around and still chat, but it's always in the back of your mind.
Okay. All right. So I'll approach Luis. Luis, it has been a while. How have you been?
Ah, Francis, and he kind of outstretches his hand. It has been a while. How have you been?
I shake his hand. I've been okay. Going through a tough patch recently. I don't know if you've heard.
Oh,
Restaurant kind of went up in smoke.
of course I heard. A lot of
Yeah.
us were very, very disappointed that Kelly's is, well, no longer open. Obvious reasons, I'm not making any sort of...
Yeah, it was nobody's fault really, but it's still disappointing. And I gotta make a living. So here I am, serving the higher ups. How's the food, by the way? You enjoying yourself?
Immaculate as always, Francis.
Yes.
I was just discussing your... Matter of fact, I was actually just discussing your case with my fellow members here. Obviously, the main thing that we want to do is promote and support our local businesses here in Hanover.
Well, yes, I really appreciate everything that you're doing to help me get through these times. What is there anything that you can tell me to help me expedite the process? Because I'd really like to get it up and running, get back to the community, because they've been so helpful as well.
He seems to kind of clam up a little bit. A good portion of the issue right now is, the insurance claim with everything that happened, and, there's supposed rumors that people saw you go in there, the night before that happened. The insurance company is really... He pauses for a second. I shouldn't be talking about this. I mean, it's an investigation that's going on. You know how that tends to be.
Yeah. Bureaucracy tends to slow everything down, doesn't it?
You're very much aware, even without any sort of check, that he definitely knows a bit more than what he's saying or letting on right now.
Okay. But is there anything I can do for you in the meantime?
Well, the fact that you agreed to cater this party is... Yes, the sheer fact that you're helping us out with this, Francis, is more than enough. You're donating your time, your expertise for this fundraiser.
Yeah, I'm trying to get back into it, trying to get everything back up and running as fast as I can. So I'm hoping I can do more, and perhaps the more I do, maybe more will come my way, if you know what I mean.
Of course. Well, as stated, a lot of this, we're pushing the insurance company, but there's only so much we can do. And obviously, there's only so much I can talk about when it comes to insurance, with it being in an active investigation. But definitely want to keep your business in Hanover. I can say that without a doubt.
That's great to hear. I'd like to keep it here as well and get it back up and running, so I can start giving back to the community. By the way, what was that charity you were sponsoring?
Oh, which one?
Which one? Yes, exactly.
He makes a chuckle. But why do you ask?
Well, I mean, if I'm doing, these kinds of fundraisers and charities, I want to, branch out, help as many other people as I can, so that I can, give back to the community as best I can. And I think getting the restaurant back in the community will do great to uplift, everyone there. And I can certainly donate food and money to certain charities that might help me out.
Go ahead and give me... This one is going to probably be manipulation persuasion.
Oh, yes.
That is definitely something I will have to speak with you a little bit later on. I don't know if this is necessarily the correct time or place to discuss that, but I'll give you a call a little bit later in the week, and we'll discuss this a little bit further. I stated I'm not sure how much I can push on the insurance companies with, them being snakes and all that.
Oh, yes, of course. You can only do so much for them. Well, I thank you for your time. I'm going to let you get back to your conversation. Go ahead and try the hors d'oeuvres. I put a lot of work into those. You'll really like them, I'm sure.
And with that, let's go ahead and move over to Leon. So, over the past 3 months, Leon has been farming and upgrading his equipment, has he not?
Yes, Leon has spent the better part of these 3 months within his hollow, maintenance, and doing what he can to staunch the ever-encroaching tide of, the sickness in the hedge.
Yes, the sickness has gotten roughly about 5 to 10 feet closer to your merchandise. Speaking of your merchandise, have you added any sort of new fruits to it?
There's been a few minor additions here and there, nothing, most of them not too fancy, a new small crop of a little rarer fruits that have sprouted within nearby areas. Specifically, a small crop of peppers. But this is not the focus of what he's been trying to cultivate. To no avail, of course.
What is this that he's been trying to cultivate?
Leon has spent a great portion of energy and time and effort into attempting to cultivate a crop of amaranthine. Quite a rare delicacy among the hedge folk. It is a fruit, an eggplant-like fruit that specifically is quite adept at stitching wounds. Something which he has had trouble with in the past.
That would also probably go for the entire motley, realistically.
Yes. However, the motley is not the one here, breaking their back tilling the ground, so sometimes gotta put needs first.
So, being unable to do it yourself, that leaves you 2 options. One of them being the goblin market that you've been made aware of, thanks to the incidents 3 months ago where Jimmy and Sonya procured a Francis for a reasonable fee of a memory and a song. Or you could trudge your way through the hedge, make your own path to a place where it grows, but that, of course, comes with its own dangers.
Yes, it really is a classic case of the unknown danger versus the assured danger of a goblin market. Normally, I would at least try my hand in the market to see if there was a good deal. However, given the climate and the goblin fruit economy, if you want to call it that, with the encroaching sickness and goblins fleeing left and right, it's a turbulent place and one I don't truly wish to stick my hand in as much as I can avoid it. And so the unknown danger of carving a path through the hedge myself is likely the path that I will take.
Alright, so go ahead and give me a hedge spin roll. However, make it at a -2. The reason for this is it has come to your knowledge here of late that the sickness, as you call this, has somewhat learned to alter pathways in of itself. Which means that sometimes, even if you have a defined way of getting to where you want to go, like you know exactly where it is and you're cutting your path through the hedge, well, sometimes the sickness has a mind of its own. However, doesn't seem to be affecting you any this day.
My blade is still steady, and my purpose is quite directed.
One moment. Alright, so that said, begin hacking and slashing your way. It is a long road, filled with briars and thorns. Normally, when you want to go to a place in the hedge, it's usually not that long. But this is a considerable time sink. Your perception of time would tell you that it's probably been 4 to 5 hours of thick vines. Some of them black, some of them still the verdant green. But you do come to a clearing. This clearing has a few things of note. One of the big things to note is probably 98% of it is black. There are 20 or so vine-like plants that have look to be green-looking eggplant things on them.
Mhm. So, the sickness is spread here, but luckily has not claimed everything yet. How close is the sickness to these not sick plants?
As stated, about 90% of this place is sick.
So
It's patchwork. There are a few vines that are still green, but it's intermixed with the black. And these green eggplants are hanging from the black are hanging from the black vines. However, as they are interwoven with each other, you can't be sure that there aren't viable eggplant-looking fruit in this mess of twisted vines.
Well, when dealing with infection, however, one cannot be too careful. I am going to attempt to find an end point of one of the healthy vines and simply trace it back to its root and cut it out from the sick.
Perception.
Am I trying to roll intelligence composure? That's not correct.
You're able to find one of these healthy vines, and you're following it. As you're following this vine, you do notice a couple of things. One of the things you notice is this particular vine that you're following has several cog leaves.
Is it only cogleaf?
As you continue to follow it, it reaches a tangled mess of black vines. To follow it any further, you're going to actually have to cut through the black vines. But just on the segment that you currently have found, and that is not a tangled mess, there are several cog leaves, if you wish to harvest those as well.
What do I know of these two crop here, the eggplant and the cogleaf? Can they be grown from their fruit? Do they possess seeds normally? Cogleaf, I'm not entirely sure.
Cog leaves, they are sort of an oddity. It just depends on the leaf. There's not really a great way. Let me here, one moment.
Essentially, I'm trying to determine whether or not I can have a feasible crop from the fruits, quote unquote, or if I'm going to have to transplant the entire crop.
These are unfortunately, there's no real way to transplant these. They kind of just show up.
Okay. So it's not something I'm going to be able to easily, purposely grow.
But they're useful nonetheless.
They are indeed. And while they remain healthy, I shall harvest some.
All right. Would you like to follow it into the black vines?
I will indeed, yes. And we'll cut through whenever I need to.
Strength plus weaponry. Go ahead and take the inspired condition for weaponry. As your blade cuts into them, they kind of... As the blade cuts into them, they kind of spew this yellowish red liquid. And this yellowish red liquid seems to form fibers that try to grab the sword as it cuts through them. But you're skilled enough with the blade to make sure that they don't wrap themselves around it. As these black vines fall to the ground, the fibers begin to wriggle and almost as if they're reaching for each other.
Well, I will certainly make sure they are not close enough to reach each other, as I do not trust suspicious plants.
You kind of push your way into what is essentially gonna say the word hedge, realizing that I'm saying that you're pushing past a hedge in the hedge. But that's the best wording to describe it. And then you reach essentially what is a small little glen. It's a little circle, probably no more than 5 feet by 5 feet in radius, with black vines tangled all around. But there is several very healthy vines, and these vines do contain small red eggplants.
It appears I have arrived in the nick of time before the sickness has claimed all of them. How many roughly are we dealing with here?
There's probably only 4. Obviously, you can't be 100% sure because the vines do go into the tangled mess, so there could be more, but hard to tell. But there's definitely 4 that you can harvest right here, right now.
Well, before anything else happens, I will pluck the ripe ones from their vines and consider my next move and hope that this is enough to grow more, that they're healthy enough.
Go ahead and roll me another perception check.
Oh boy.
As you finish taking stock, you've collected roughly 20 of these cog leaves and the 4 of the amaranthan fruits. It's around at this time that it sounds like the cracking of rock.
Suspicious. I will attempt to reach whatever clear part of this clearing I can and assess where it's coming from. Just trying to get out of the vines.
As you clear the vines, there is something new in this clearing that wasn't here before. It's roughly a crack in the ground. The grass of the hedge has kind of disappeared, giving way to, for lack of a better term, arid cliff-looking chasm. It's only probably 10 feet long, maybe only 2 feet wide, but it is deep. As you kind of look down, you can see white fibers, for lack of a better term, deep in there. You think back about the giant hive that you saw. It does look like the support structures.
I have a theory, which I will be enacting momentarily. Is there anything else in this clearing worth harvesting healthy here?
If you want to take the time to look, give me a perception.
I don't want to waste material, so I believe I will.
All right. Cursory glance tells you no. There is nothing else.
Very well. Leon is thinking back to the investigation with the worms and the goblin fruit there. The worms were in the goblin fruit. And they seem to multiply in it. Temporary running theory. This support structure is connecting this grove of goblin fruits to the main network, and they're feeding off of it. I'm gonna put a torch to this grove.
Right?
And I'm gonna make an expedited retreat back the way I came.
What is your defense? Because the hedge is not going to take kindly to
Oh
this.
no, the hedge is gonna be very upset with me. Is the dead hedge gonna be upset with me? Because vaguely I remember it didn't react. But my defense is 5.
Okay. Got a nice brawl roll. We've got a nice strength roll. Let's make sure that...
What are the stats on the head?
Size bonus.
Size bonus, yes.
Hmm.
I will be rolling up a new... Oh man, I can make my new character now.
Gandhi's not gonna like this.
1 million.
Oh, Leon, you died how you lived.
On fire.
On fire in the hedge.
-5. As you set fire to absolutely everything,
Okay.
the hedge does lash back. Vines and thorns basically eject themselves out at you. As you're making your retreat, go ahead and take 5 points of bashing damage.
Reduced by armor.
Yes.
So then, no, I will not be taking damage.
However,
Because upgrading gear is fun.
However, I do need to ask a question. What is the armor rating of your stuff?
8-5. Right, gear plus 5.
8-5. Just going to go ahead and move on to Larkspur on your retreat while I look up something in particular.
I'm getting the shredded armor thing, aren't I? Even though it's only bashing down. Alright, I don't actually know how it works.
I hope you're okay.
Oh, it's 5 bashing. I'd live anyways. I'd be fine. But
Okay.
So,
Fire.
Lark, outside
Yeah.
of helping Francis with his catering, what have you been doing and what are you up to?
Oh, just really. Her guard is up. Just to put it simply, her guard is up. Still making note of who's going where, and when people are coming back, talking up with the waiters and the cooks. Just really get their vibe, I guess I should say that. And there was something I wanted to cast. Sorry, I had it open. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where? Is it witches? Let me just double check this. Witches. Okay, no, I do not want to do that. So yeah, Larkspur is just vibing, staying on guard, taking note of conversations. Kelly. Wait. Sorry, Pooter, what's your character?
Francis Kelly.
Francis. Okay, it is Kelly. Making note, just listening in on Francis's conversation, and just playing background. Not here for anything else other than making new clients for the gym. Spartan Arena Gym. That's the name of the gym now.
How's your physical therapy been going?
Getting better day by day. She obviously still traumatized. She got tattoos all around her neck to cover up any possible burn marks and scars from the little, I forgot the name of it.
Pipe bomb?
Catcher?
Pipe bomb.
I wasn't thinking about the pipe bomb. I was thinking about the thing around her neck. But yeah, she got tattoos to cover up that. Maybe just one little tattoo vine going over her face to cover up that burn mark as well. It's like tattoos, burns, covered. Everything is covered. Still maybe PTSD from fire. Possibly.
So, outside, though, not worrying about the whole catering thing, what does she do when she's not helping Francis was more what I was trying to get at.
When she's not helping Francis, she is at the gym. She gave up the whole car thing. She wants to be around more people in public places to possibly give her signals on anything supernatural entering that area. So she will assistant manager at the gym, or on a side, personal trainer, getting that together. Really just about it. Trying to stay as ordinary and as possible, if that is possible.
All right.
Excuse me.
With that, we will go ahead and check in with Sonya. What has changed for Sonya? And I guess at this point, I should be asking what has changed for Sonya and Jimmy?
So they ended up getting a studio loft together after they all met up at the auditorium. Once dispersing, they didn't want to keep using up his resources, and obviously she didn't want to put Lemmy in danger. So they ended up getting an apartment together, and one thing led to another. So right now she's in her apartment, making the bed, thinking, okay, he said not to clean today. Making the bed isn't cleaning. That's just standard routine, so it's okay. So she's making the bed, convincing herself that this isn't cleaning. And then kind of picking up his clothes, thinking, this isn't cleaning because this is hazard. Somebody can trip over this, so this isn't cleaning. And as she looks over, she sees a sink full of dishes. You know what? If I don't wash them, they're gonna get really sticky and it's gonna be really hard to clean it. So to avoid cleaning them, I'm gonna go ahead and just wash them now. That's right, okay? And she's just doing this throughout the apartment, just making excuses how she's not cleaning the apartment.
This is relatively early in the morning. Where is Jimmy during all of this? I have to ask now.
How does this fit in terms of the event and the?
Can be before or after. Dealer's choice on this one.
Because if it's morning, I'd imagine before.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's probably something of Jimmy's morning routine of just now going to that. Even as much as it destroys him, going to the Starbucks, just doing the morning route, and just kind of finding it. It's a good kind of routine thing that he has that just kind of makes everything kind of normal.
Has Jimmy given any more thought to the situation 3 months back when he performed that small show and was given the business card?
It's quite possibly of sending a couple of emails maybe, but
okay.
Guess what it is? People see you at a show and they say what they want. It's all bluster.
Well, your route brings you back home, which the scene before you is a very, very hurried Sonya trying to clean every single dish in the sink.
This isn't me cleaning.
Five red things in the apartment. 5 red things. Go.
Huh? What?
Name 5 red things in the apartment.
5 red things. Let's see. My socks, the dishes, the string on the floor. I'm missing 2.
And it just doesn't matter.
Oh.
I said I'd do. I said no. I'll just leave it. I'll do it. All right.
I wasn't really doing it. It was just there. And I dirtied the counters because of the water, because I was washing. So I should get to the counters too.
At that point, just hold up the cup and got you a coffee at least.
Yay. Any plans today?
Yeah, Francis has got this thing. Gonna just provide ambience, you know.
Oh, that should be fun.
Yeah, with piano. I haven't played for 10 years, maybe longer.
It would probably still be more than me. I haven't seen Francis in a while. How is he?
He's all right. Things are tough there, you know. He's fighting the insurance things, trying to get his place back up. But
I haven't seen the others in a while. I should probably get in touch with them too.
Well, they want to hear from you. Of course they do. Go out, do something for yourself. I've got.
Well, I was thinking of hitting up Lemmy while you're out. I could hang out with her.
So realistically, how much is a $1 of resources?
$1 of resources. Game terms, it's Narratively speaking, I don't necessarily care that much, so we're just going to say $100.
So yeah, I'll probably take out 70 or whatever, just the cash that I've got on me. But you have a Lemmy, you take this, you do something for you.
Okay.
Get lunch, get a movie, just forget about this place. It doesn't need tidying. I'll do it.
All right. It's been a while. Yeah. Okay. I'll go out. And she grabs her phone, texts Lemmy if she's free today.
Takes maybe about 5 to 10 minutes for you to get a reply back. Pretty much it just says, I always have time for my best girl. What do you want to do?
Reverting back to being a 16-year-old, she's like texting her bestie. It's been a while. Well, I guess while I hang out with Lemmy, you're gonna be okay on your own?
Yeah, I'll be fine. I've got Francis' thing later. I mean, come along if you want to see me make an ass out of myself.
Always. I'll be your biggest fan as you know.
Like I say,
Hopefully crush it in the good way.
Nope.
No?
I will murder several classics because I haven't played piano in about 10 years.
Oh. Maybe I can make a faint scene, so distract everybody. Why?
It stops from listening to...
What is it? What kind of party is it?
Oh, it's a fundraiser. Publicity, you know, politicians show up, kiss a couple of babies and get a photo shoot with it. There's probably some cause that isn't going to ever see a dime, but what's new, right?
Well, it gets you out there and maybe you'll make some connections. And gets you out of the apartment too.
Yeah, it should be alright.
But maybe tomorrow you and me can get a day together. I know I've been working a lot. The hotel's busy because of the holidays, practically here, but I have the day off tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll keep it free.
All right. Well, I'll head off. She looks around the apartment.
Leave it.
Roll
I'll
me
do
a
it.
composure check.
Just straight composure?
Yeah. No, actually, composure plus resolve. We'll do both.
Okay.
You're on chance die, so
Oh, okay. I was like, ouch. Wow. Okay. Simple roll, right?
yes.
There we go. Sorry about
Or
that.
you could do sheet roll.
Eat roll. There we go. Da-da-da-da. Sorry, now roll 20 is lagging on me.
It's always something.
Oh, whatever. I'll just do that.
You're still on chance.
Still on
Oh
chance.
my gosh. Ah.
Gotta make sure you're not on chance.
It's not. It says it's on normal.
I mean,
That's
if you
the
roll
trouble.
4 more chance die, we can then just add up the
But
total.
they only count tens. They only count
Well, we can
tens.
just look and see what it says.
Oh, yeah.
Roll a 2 and a 7, so no successes so far.
That's so weird because I'm clicking composure and resolve and it's still not
Do you have normal selected?
Yeah.
And you're doing
Normal,
sheet roll.
simple.
Try doing
And then-
sheet, and then just click on your resolve and your composure.
Yeah, it looks like it's rolling simple.
There we go.
Because
I think I got it.
No.
No.
Well,
Okay,
mine says resolve and composure. Still 0 successes.
Yes, but
Yeah,
it's
it
still
sounds
saying
very strong.
chance. That's what that 0C means.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a glitch because it's on normal. It's not on chance.
Well, then try a simple roll with 6 die.
you could also try refreshing the page.
That too.
I'll roll it
That-
for you just to see.
Okay. Woohoo.
There we go.
Oh,
Now, normally I would say, Jimmy, give me a perception check, but you two have been living together long enough that you can already tell that she's bottling up the compulsive urge to clean at this very moment.
make sure she's got a coffee in one hand, money in the other. Turn her around, literally hands on her shoulders, and walk her towards the door. Go.
Don't know any better. You're pushing me out. You're literally kicking me out of our own house.
Yeah, I am. It's gone out.
I pay half the rent here, mind you.
I'm not going to hear it. You go. Take some time for you. I've got this.
All right. And she kind of swivels around and heads out.
It isn't too long before Lemmy shows up.
You have just finished listening to this week's episode of Changeling the Lost 2nd Edition. Once more into the Hedge, part of the Domain Gaming's Contagion Anthology. Written and told by Wyverian. A special thanks to you, the listener, and if you wish to continue supporting us, subscribe, like, and share. And as always, comments are welcomed. Until the next chapter, don't stop asking yourself, how do you find the lost beauty in the agony of this life?